Think back to your very first real job. Maybe you were making $15 an hour, or fresh out of school making $35,000 a year. Back then, you probably made yourself a promise. Once I hit $60,000, everything will change. Once I double my salary, I'll finally start investing, build a real savings cushion, and stop stressing about money. Fast forward a few years, you worked hard, you got the raises, you landed the promotions. You're making significantly more money today than you did back then. So, why does your bank account look almost identical at the end of the month? Where is all that extra cash actually going? Why is it that the more we earn, the more we somehow need to spend just to get by? If you've ever felt the frustration of watching a salary increase vanish into thin air, you are not alone. And more importantly, you aren't stupid. Here's the cold, hard truth. Overspending isn't a math problem, it's a mind problem. We like to think of money as purely rational, just numbers on a spreadsheet. But human psychology doesn't care about spreadsheets. Our brains were never designed to handle modern consumer culture, credit cards, or instant digital gratification. In this video, we're breaking down the hidden psychological traps that keep smart, hardworking people broke, and how you can finally rewire your spending habits to build real, lasting wealth. The first psychological force working against your bank account is something economists call lifestyle inflation, or more colloquially, lifestyle creep. Here is how it sneaks into your life. Yesterday's luxuries silently become today's non-negotiable necessities. When you were earning less, eating out twice a month felt like a special treat. But as soon as your income ticks up, your baseline for what feels normal shifts. Suddenly, getting takeout 3 nights a week isn't a luxury. It's just what you do after a long workday. That standard drip coffee you brewed at home gets replaced by a $7 handcrafted oat milk latte. The reliable hatchback you drove for 5 years suddenly feels embarrassingly outdated when you compare it to your manager's brand new SUV. Psychologists call this phenomenon the Hedonic Treadmill. Human beings adapt to improvements in their environment with astonishing speed. When you get a raise, you get a quick spike in happiness, a temporary high, but within weeks, your brain resets back to its baseline level of satisfaction. The nicer apartment, the newer car, the premium subscriptions, they stop making you happier, but their monthly costs remain permanent. And here's where the trap springs shut. We adapt up instantly, but scaling back down feels like physical pain. Once you're used to flying premium economy, sitting in standard coach feels like a punishment, even though coach is what you happily flew for a decade. Now, amplify the hedonic treadmill with the ultimate accelerator, social comparison. Historically, humans only compared themselves to their immediate neighbors, the person down the street who bought a new lawnmower. But today, we carry an infinite comparison engine in our pockets 24 hours a day. Every time you open social media, you aren't just seeing reality. You are viewing a hyper-curated highlight reel of the top 1% of lifestyle experiences. You see exotic European vacations, sleek minimalist home renovations, unboxing videos, and immaculate wardrobes. Your subconscious brain doesn't process that these posts are often funded by high-interest debt or sponsored brand deals. All your brain registers is, I am falling behind. Everyone else is living like this, so I should be too. We end up spending money we haven't earned on things we don't need to impress people we don't even like. Consider a typical story. Meet Alex. Alex gets a $10,000 year-end bonus. Instead of transferring that money straight into an investment index fund, Alex thinks, I worked so hard this year, I deserve a reward. Alex puts a down payment on a luxury car lease with a $650 monthly payment. That single decision doesn't just eat the $10,000 bonus over time. It locks Alex into higher insurance premiums and premium fuel costs for the next 3 years. The raise didn't build wealth, it just built a shinier cage. If lifestyle inflation and social comparison are the spark, modern technology is the gasoline. For thousands of years, spending money required physical pain. Think about it. In the past, if you wanted to buy an expensive coat, you had to physically open your wallet, count out crisp paper bills, and physically hand them over to a cashier. Psychologists call this psychological sting the pain of paying. When you see cash physically leave your hands, brain scans show that the pain centers of your brain actually light up. your mind registers a tangible loss. Companies spent decades studying this exact brain scan. Their conclusion? If we remove the pain of paying, people will spend radically more money. Enter the cashless economy. Credit cards, Apple Pay, buy now, pay later services, and Amazon's one-click ordering do something devious. They separate the joy of getting a product from the pain of paying for it. When you buy something with credit or a tap of your phone, you get 100% of the dopamine hit right now, while the financial pain is delayed 30 days until your credit card bill arrives. And because you can't feel the money leaving your account in real time, your brain treats it as if it isn't real money at all. Then comes the invisible bleed, the subscription economy. Businesses used to want one-time sales. Today, every company on earth wants a recurring monthly charge. $10 here, $15 there. Because each individual charge feels too small to fight over, we let them stack up. Studies show the average consumer estimates they spend around $86 a month on subscriptions. But when you audit their actual bank accounts, the real number is closer to $219 a month. That's over $2,600 a year silently evaporating before you even buy groceries. Now layer emotional state on top of frictionless tech. How many times have you had a brutal day at work, opened a delivery app on your couch, and ordered $45 worth of takeout because I had a terrible day, I deserve this? Or bought a $200 gadget at midnight because you felt anxious, bored, or lonely? This is emotional spending, commonly rebranded as retail therapy. When you're stressed or burned out, your brain's prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for willpower, rational thought, and long-term planning, goes offline. Your primitive, impulse-driven brain takes the wheel. It isn't searching for the object you're buying. It is searching for a quick hit of dopamine to numb negative feelings. The tragedy? The high lasts about 20 minutes. The credit card debt lasts for months. So, how do we fix this? How do we break out of the income spending trap and actually build wealth? Here is the most important lesson in financial psychology. Do not rely on willpower. Willpower is a limited battery that drains every single hour you make decisions. If you have to fight your impulses every time you open your phone, you will eventually lose. Instead of relying on discipline, you need to build systems that automate good choices. Here are 3 psychological friction frameworks you can implement today. Strategy number 1, reverse engineer friction. If corporations spent billions taking friction away to make you spend, your job is to put friction back in to make you pause. Delete auto-saved credit card details from Chrome, Safari, and Amazon. Force yourself to walk to another room, get your physical wallet, and type in those 16 digits every time you buy something online. 80% of impulse purchases die in that 30-second walk. Implement the 72-hour cooling-off rule. For any non-essential purchase over $100, put it in a holding dock. A note on your phone. You cannot buy it for 72 hours. If you still want it after 3 days, buy it guilt-free. You'll be shocked to find that 70% of the time, the emotional impulse completely dissolves within 24 hours. Strategy number 2. Flip the paycheck equation. Most people use Parkinson's law of money. Income minus expenses equals savings. Whatever is left at the end of the month gets saved, which is usually 0. You must flip the formula. Income minus investments equals spending money. Set up automatic transfers that trigger the exact morning your paycheck lands. 15%, 20%, or 30% of your income moves instantly into an investment account or high-yield savings bucket before you ever see it or have a chance to touch it. If you don't see the money sitting in your primary checking account, your brain naturally adapts to living on the remaining balance. You force your lifestyle to conform to what's left, automating asset creation effortlessly. Strategy number 3. Translate prices into hours of life. Stop looking at price tags in dollars. Start looking at them in time. Calculate your true hourly wage after taxes. If you clear $25 an hour and you're looking at a $250 pair of designer sneakers, ask yourself, am I willing to sit at my desk and work for 10 full hours solely to own these shoes? Frame every purchase not as paper money, but as trading away literal hours of your limited life. It instantly re-anchors your perspective on what is truly worth buying. At the end of the day, making more money is a fantastic achievement, but income is only potential energy. Wealth is stored kinetic energy. True wealth isn't the car you drive, the clothes you wear, or the high-end restaurants you tag on social media. Wealth is the money you haven't spent. It's the freedom to walk away from a toxic job, the security to handle an emergency without panic, and the peace of mind knowing your future self is taken care of. The next time you get a raise or a bonus, remember, don't raise your lifestyle, raise your gap. Keep your expenses grounded while your investments grow, and let compound interest do the heavy lifting. If this video helped you view your spending in a new light, hit that like button. It really helps the channel reach more people trying to master their financial psychology. And I want to hear from you down in the comments. What is one invisible subscription or impulse habit you're cutting out this week to reclaim your money? Let's hold each other accountable down below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode of Money MINDSHIFT. Until next time, stay mindful, keep building, and rewire your relationship with money. See you in the next episode.